Hi, my name is Chanpreet Sidhu, and the topic I decided to talk about for my research paper was caffeine. The reason I chose this topic is because it's very interesting since so many of us have an intake of caffeine almost every day. About 90% Americans drink caffeine on an everyday basis, and I think it's very important to know what we put in our bodies and how it can affect us, whether it's in a positive or a negative way. So, what is caffeine? Caffeine is a worldwide stimulant that is used for many reasons. Unlike other psychoactive drugs, the only difference is that this drug is legal. This product affects a major part of our brain, which is the central nervous system. Caffeine comes in many forms, such as coffee, sodas, sports drinks, teas, and occasionally sometimes even in chocolates. However, coffee is the number one way caffeine is consumed. Why? So there are many reasons people love to consume caffeine, whether that's because of health benefits or just to feel less tired and more energetic. A reason I consume caffeine, and it might be also the same for you, is because I work early morning shifts. I don't get the full 8 hours of sleep, and I have a busy schedule since I go to school and work at the same time. So, in order to have more energy and feel less tired, I like to have a cup of coffee every morning. On a survey done, many people also reported that caffeine makes them feel better, such as making them feel more energetic and less tired and feeling more alert because they also have busy schedules and are not able to get the full rest they need. Um, However, caffeine does have negatives, but if it is taken in the right amounts, it can help with health benefits such as burn fat. Caffeine is also said to have a link between reducing the risk of Parkinson's disease. And Parkinson's disease is something you develop in the older age. And this disease tends to damage the nerve cells in our brain, which cause our dopamine levels to drop very low. So, where does caffeine come from? Caffeine is alkaloid. Alkaloids are chemicals that occur naturally in our bodies. These are part of the nitrogenous plants, and nitrogen based compounds tend to taste very bitter. So, which is why when we drink black coffee plain with no creamers or no added sugar, it tends to have that nasty bitter taste. Caffeine can also be found in many plants such as coffee beans, green leaves, cola nuts, and cocoa beans. It is also said that caffeine is used in pesticides to inhibit many enzymes. So, the science behind caffeine and how it can actually damage our brains or how it works in our body. Like everything else, caffeine has its own unique formula, and the reason caffeine is so dangerous is because it goes straight to your brain through the bloodstream, making you think you're not tired. Like other drugs such as alcohol, nicotine, and other antidepressants, caffeine goes straight to our brain's blood barrier. The reason we do have a blood barrier is to protect our central nervous system and make sure nothing harmful enters it. But caffeine can enter it very easily. After caffeine reaches our bloodstream, it goes straight down to our kidneys and starts to break down organs. It is a drug that can enter our brains in seconds and harm our central nervous system. The reason caffeine can enter our body so easily is because it is both water and fat soluble, allowing membranes to easily enter. Another way caffeine breaks down organs or harms our brain is by blocking adenosine. Adenosine is something that naturally is produced in our bodies, but caffeine will bind to block that. What it does is that it blocks or fools the adenosine receptors to make you think you're not tired. There are plenty of negatives of caffeine, and some ways caffeine can affect us negatively is by making us sleep deprived and cause serious health issues such as anxiety, high blood pressure, a decrease in fine motor function. However, sleep deprived is the major one because this can lead to serious health issues such as changes in mood swings and depression. Caffeine is also known to play a role in women's infertility issues. Another negative is that it can cause dehydration due to frequent urination. When you consume large amounts of caffeine, you have to urinate very frequently. But in order to cause something serious like dehydration, you need to be taking severe intakes of caffeine. Caffeine can cause death, but that is very rare. Like I said, you have to have a serious caffeine addiction or be drinking like 8 to 10 cups every day in order to die from it. Some other ways it can affect us is that it can cause rapid breathing and it can cause twitching, trembling, and sometimes even rapid heartbeats. Now, I know that many of us are probably concerned after hearing all the bad ways caffeine can affect us, but there are also positives in taking caffeine. As we know, caffeine can help decrease the risk of Parkinson's disease. Like I said, it's a disease that's occurred in the more elderly age, but it can also help with asthma for those that suffer from asthma. Um, Caffeine is also there to help us improve our metabolism by giving us the energy to burn fat. It helps us increase um, our energy levels, which will help us exercise, and that usually leads to helping you feel less tired, wore out, or fatigued. Also, it can increase the blood flow in our brains. If caffeine is consumed the right way, it can also help lower risks of cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Another reason it might be a positive and a negative also is because it increases the attention and alertness in our brains, which help you feel less tired and you know what is going on around you. I know this was a lot of information to take on about caffeine, but I hope this really helped you understand how certain things can affect our bodies both in good and bad ways, depending on how we consume it, how many amounts we're intaking, and making sure we're actually following the right directions on how much we're supposed to take. Um, I don't think caffeine is actually a bad thing, but it also depends on the person drinking it. There are many different people, and each person likes to drink caffeine differently. I'm good off of 1 cup, but there are people who will like drink literally 5 or 6 cups a day. If you're having a lot of caffeine intake, then yes, it is bad for you. But I think if you have it once in a while or control how much you're taking, you should be fine, and there will be good health benefits that follow.